Hi, I am fortunate to be here with one of my mentors and friends who has really grown an impressive and impactful organization and event
Yes.
surrounding supporting the military and most importantly, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Introduce yourself.
Alan Strider. My friends know me as Storm Strider. My organization is the Medal of Honor Legacy Foundation. And what we do is we raise funds by putting on a gala and a sporting clay shoot the following day. And all this money that we raise goes to the 1861 Foundation, which was formed by 3 Medal of Honor recipients, 4 Medal of Honor recipients. And those 64 living Medal of Honor recipients, probably in 5 to no more than 10 years, half the 64 will be gone.
Yeah.
And you'd think that our government would take care of these people, but they don't. They have to fight tooth and nail for everything they have. And a lot of the things that we do is help them with their medical issues. And we just did a fundraiser for 2 emergency surgeries that 2 of our recipients needed. And of course, they're just like everybody else. They're just down to earth working people. And just because they have the Medal of Honor does not mean that they get all these
Accolades, awards,
they don't get
parades.
No, they're just
Free housing, free
here's
cell
your Medal of
phone.
Honor and thank you very much. But
You mean
you
we
on
could
your
have
own.
illegal immigrants that possibly get treated better?
Absolutely, they do. Don't get me started on that, especially when it comes to, paying those guys Social Security,
Yeah.
that we pay into all our lives, and they come over here and get a lot more than a medal, a lot more than the Social Security recipient gets.
I just,
For sure.
I'm always appreciative. You served,
6 years.
and so many people in oil and gas, served in the
right.
military. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but it'd be a great, exercise to find out, like, hey, oil and gas service members, how many people that are in the service are also employed by oil and gas or served? That we ought to find that number out.
Well, we can. I think, Matt, you'd find that it's pretty small. It's pretty small percentage of oil and gas people that actually served.
That's too bad because we have so many opportunities for hardworking, disciplined, trained people. We're really missing out, I think, then as an industry to recruit, and maybe that's something we could all work on, like that recruiting arm of bringing those service members in. Like, hey, are you serving in the military? Do you have time to do this? Let's make that a workable area.
There are programs out there that do that. I know that a few years ago when Newfield in Tulsa, they had a program and they recruited a lot of West Point grads and a lot of the military people that had served, and they met the criteria, and they all have jobs, and they all now, a lot of them have their own businesses now, and it's a pretty remarkable program for those people. But what I appreciate is my war was the Vietnam War. I was 17 years old, and when I got out in 1977, let me tell you, there was no opportunities like the guys have now. These people were actually pissed off at us. I mean,
yeah, you were not getting the celebration.
No, I can remember landing at the airport in Los Angeles and these people yelling at us and cussing at us.
What would have happened if you would have landed in Oklahoma, though? Because I think LA is maybe been like that a while.
Again, we had a lot of anti-war things going on and a lot of demonstrations going on too. But I appreciate what's happened since then. And you talk to some of the veterans today that have served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they will tell you that they are very appreciative of the Vietnam veterans, and I am for sure. And of the 64 living Medal of Honor recipients, there's about 13, maybe 16 now from the War on Terror. The rest of them are the Vietnam era wars. And during the State of the Union address just a few weeks ago, President Trump pinned 2 Medals of Honor on 2 gentlemen. One of them was a 100-year-old veteran from the Korean War. Can you imagine that? 100 years old, and he finally has a Silver Star upgraded to a Medal of Honor. The other one was the pilot that flew the 47 in Venezuela when they captured their president or their dictator. What's his name? Medrano.
Yeah.
And when they captured him, when he was landing the 47, there was a man on the ground that shot the pilot 5 times in the leg with an AK-47, and he got rid of him by landing the helicopter on him. And his people
That's
departed.
one way to go.
His people departed, got Medrano and his wife, and put them on the chopper and took off. And to fly a 47, a CH-47 or DBA, whatever, it takes both feet to fly it and both hands to fly it. And you have a co-pilot. That's the one with the 2 rotors, one in the front, one in the back. And that guy had the capacity to, with his co-pilot, to get those guys out of there. Now,
fascinating.
He spent some time in the hospital. If you noticed there in the State of the Union address, he was still on a walker. And he was back in the hospital right after that too. It shattered his hip and his thigh bone and stuff like that. But he's going to be
arguably should have a Medal of Honor.
Yeah, he's going to be at my Medal of Honor Gala on May 28th at the Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington.
Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington,
Texas.
And that's going to be part of the clay shoot.
Yes, the night before the clay shoot, we have the gala, which we have a live auction, a steak dinner, a guest speaker, and I can't tell you who that is yet because it's still on the queue. And then we have live entertainment. Paul Coffin is our live entertainment for that day, but it's over at 10 o'clock.
You've really grown this into something special, and you've had, obviously you've been in oil and gas industry since
1977 February.
Yeah, so you know all the people, and like, hey, this is something we celebrate, and we go and support it, and it obviously it garners our attention to support stuff like this.
Man, I tell you, it doesn't matter. I can know everybody, but it's hard to get them to anybody to support an organization like that because it's not Oilfield related. And it's difficult. I've got a few.
But you've changed hearts and minds, and I've seen you grow other charity events through your oil and gas connections.
Right. That's a fact.
The Toby Keith.
Yep.
We've had a lot of really great events because you've lent a hand to charities that we all collectively want to give to and go, you know what? Let's just make this an oil and gas event, whether they knew it was coming or not.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could contribute. I never thought of it that way, but
I do, because otherwise, there really wouldn't be anything on a lot of our radars except for, and I love them. We have the AADE, the SPE, the IADC, on and on and on. We have our stuff, and I love giving that money to scholarships, and it's important and it's impactful, but you're reaching outside of that and finding the great, the CASA, on and on.
Yep. CASA's important to me.
Bigger ways for us to be involved with our industry and dollars and communities and show them, because we've talked about this, that energy education can oftentimes just begin with that best foot forward handshake. You go, can we partner with this? We're not the bad guys. We don't hate the environment. We're pro everything in our state. We are your neighbors. This is our community collectively.
Right. I'm needing partners. I'm needing somebody to step up and to support this annually. I need that. And I'd love to get some of these bigger companies to.
And they can, because you guys are a C3.
That's correct.
And, sometimes we all get, not confused, and not miffed about it, but just like, well, how come we don't get, more participation from some of the bigger operators in some of these other events, the clay shoots, the golf tournaments, yada, yada. Why isn't this supported? They donate so much money to this clay shoot. Well, we're not a C3.
I get it.
Like we would, we're a C6 or whatever. We have a different realm, so it's not really available to them to donate to. We don't have the channel for them to pull corporate funds from a company that needs to return investment onto the stockholders.
Right. That's right.
So that's fair to say, hey, they can't. They may enjoy our different events over here, but they can actually give to these. So if it's a legitimate
501(c), and they get the tax deduction letter and everything.
And what better way to promote that than our military and the award winners in the military that have been like, hey, thank you for doing what you did for our country.
Well, I'm just looking forward to this. like I said, the gala is on the 28th of May at the museum.
28th of May, museum, the gala.
And then the 29th is the sporting clay shoot at Elm Fork. In Dallas, right off of Luna Road, and it's only about 20 minutes from the Medal of Honor Museum. So lots of places to stay, hotels to stay. And
you didn't make it crazy expensive either. You know, there's some clay shoots out there that we've all seen like, whew, a little rich for my blood.
Yeah.
You gave back. There's some sort of accessibility for just about anybody to be a part. And, if you can't even put a team in, we have to remind everybody, like every single oil and gas event you can be part of, whether you're a sponsor or not.
Yeah.
Call in and come down there and volunteer.
Yeah, or just make a financial contribution.
Something, Yeah, anything. There's so many ways to roll up your sleeves and get involved in something you find, and that's another reason I love our industry so much. Like, we're going to be involved in the community, and there's something for everyone.
Yeah. Well, this year is a little different. I met the owner of Glock, Mrs. Glock. Her husband passed away a couple years ago, and she inherited the company. She lives in Austria, and she was at the SHOT Show in Vegas, and I went out there, and she donated 16 Glock pistols for the morning and afternoon rounds for first place teams.
Wow.
So that's 4 per team.
Glock, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Glock.
Yeah, we are on a pistol league in oil and gas, and those come in handy. So all the guys I know will enjoy working hard to win one of those.
Yeah, and they also get a really nice Congressional Medal of Honor belt buckle for first place, first, second, third place.
Man, you've grown this so much since last year.
Trying.
You've really added a lot of neat little intricacies to it, just to like give something extra.
Yeah, I need to find a job that pays. That's what I need. All this volunteer stuff. My wife is on me about. Do you know that's coming out of our pocket? Do you know that's coming out? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank you for being my mentor on that. Yeah, your wife and my wife should.
Oh my gosh.
Talk. Yeah, I get. I do get a lot of that, and like you've seen how many events and organizations I'm involved with.
A lot.
We can get our ears full at home. Like, we don't have time to say yes to another event. I'm like,
right.
I'll figure something out. I'll do, like, I can figure out some way to help them. Speaking of which, so yesterday, anybody can come up with something. I've got some gifts in mind in your future, because I love this man. But if it has to do with technology, he's out. Out.
Well, let me reframe that. Oilfield technology, I'm in, but when it comes to this podcast and cameras, don't even go there. I can barely operate my phone.
Yesterday you called me and said, hey, and I told you over the phone, I said, hey, we're going to get a website going. We're going to get all the things. And then Don called me, I called him from Mind's Eye, and he goes, Matt, it's all set up. You already have the website. Do you know the domain name?
Yes.
What is it?
Medal of Honor Sporting Clays event or something.
Yeah, I'll post it on here, but so there is a website now. It has its own, so his organization, the event, it has its own website. It's being hosted. Mind's Eye is taking care of that. You've got a lot of sponsors going to take care of all of it. There's a mechanism now to get on an email newsletter type thing for you guys. So this is going to keep going.
I want it to, and I want to help our national heroes as much as I possibly can. And I don't expect anything in return, but what I need is some auction items. I need
auction items,
guns,
auction
and
items.
Something that somebody would want to bid on at an auction or buy at an auction.
Anything in an auction item.
Yeah, anything. I've got to get
anything.
I'm running out of time.
You'll be fine. We'll get her. Yeah. So everybody, your call to duty is give him auction items, or what we've done in the past, like AADE, is we could set up like auction items sponsorship, and then instead of like them going to get the auction item, they just push sponsorship dollars into that particular box, and then a couple days before, you just go and get a bunch of things to auction off. I mean, there's that. There's been a time in the past where Dre's like, hey, go get $500 on this card for auction items. Go to the gun store, go to Academy, something, and get all the guys something they'll like.
Well, I've been blessed. I have people like Dave Lenormand at Lenormand Company. He's always backed me. Dave has been very, very generous to me. Then there's other companies that I'm working with too, and hopefully that's this thing will grow and grow and grow.
And so many people in so many basins too. I mean, who's to say annually you might not have one in every single major oil and gas hub. You might be able to have a Dallas one, or a Houston one, a Midland, Oklahoma City, a PA.
Yep. I would love to get to that point.
I mean, how great would that be?
That would be wonderful.
We're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
And I think something in the Petroleum Alliance, they're going to have a veteran and a military. They're going to come speak at the Petroleum Alliance for their, summer getaway. And I'm like, man, how great would it be if you're an oil and gas organization and you're looking for speakers? It doesn't always have to be an industry guy. It might just be a leadership, or just interesting in general. Like, get one of their people to come.
So, Matt, I have worked with several of these Medal of Honor recipients, and to make their living, like Will Swenson, Earl Plumley, Brett Slavinsky, Kyle Carpenter, those guys, they come to your corporation, your office, or your company, and they will speak about leadership, and they do all kinds of stuff to help people's companies.
Yeah, they're mentors. And they led a lot of people.
And they're not sitting on their haunches. They're trying to find somebody to go speak to or help. And it's difficult finding those homes for these people. And I work with them to try to do that. I'm trying to work with a deal right now with Will Swenson to work a deal with a major company here in Oklahoma City, but it's slow. It's slow.
Everything that we know is a good idea. It takes a lot longer than we want it to. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm stoked about it.
But if any company wants a Medal of Honor recipient to come and speak at their company or events, just call me.
I can line you up
with
someone that thought about that. Who knew?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, God bless you for what you do.
Thank you for everything.
Please, everyone, just get involved, be a sponsor,
Give
go
me a call.
volunteer, go participate, be a shooter, show up, buy everybody their boxes of rounds, whatever it takes.
Yep. It helps. It really helps.
Well, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you, brother.
My hunter here. Take care. God bless. We'll see you
guys.
next time. Bye.